Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in this great big world of ours. And I wish to welcome all of you to another installment of Vampire the Masquerade Independence. Tonight we find Seth McDowell hard at work in his office, making preparations for some. I wish to welcome all of you to another installment of Vampire the Masquerade Independence. Tonight we find Seth McDowell hard at work in his office, making preparations for some. I apologize for the interesting gap there, ladies and gentlemen. Apparently, you can um, have things going and um, have the other end of it, so to speak. If you're not careful, my apologies. In any case, Seth McDowell is this evening in his office making some security preparations. And adjustments. He is going to be ordering some new items, including installments, special cameras, um, reinforced doors, that sort of thing. Including using one of the rarely used rooms, or rather, please allow me to adjust. If applicable, there will be a closed circuit security station set up on the prince's properties. These cameras will have 2 or 3 different modes on them, so as to better effectively catch extraordinary things, as well as the mundane things, because hey, you never know. Also, the installment of special rooms, maybe secret panels, panic rooms, security doors, that sort of thing. In the more business-like areas, one might find um, one might find a metal detector, as well as a secure box or safe to hold any weapons or items of concern of guests, with appropriate care to logging in said items and having those items returned to their owners. So we begin with Seth on the phone, as this might be a bit different. I will let me see. I think what I'm supposed to do is definitely resources, but maybe also charisma with my specialty in eloquence. Maybe. I will trust the STs to help me correct any mistakes that I make. Let's see. So, let's see. If I'm right, that'll give me 7. Aye. Aye, that'll be grand. Thank you. Yes, and we're always happy to do business with you, sir. Always a pleasure, surely. Yes, I'll be here to take delivery, and I trust you will not mind helping with the installation. Aye, sir. Thank you. Yes, of course. And yes, if you wouldn't mind, please do see a bit in ensuring that, or rather, I'll be sure to see that there are some officers appropriately assigned to take primary control of these items. Yes, of course, sir. Thank you, sir. Good night, sir. Seth has successfully negotiated um, a fair deal, so as to spare Robin any too big of an expense bill. Seth will gladly take half of these purchases um, out of his own account. The next item that Seth is going to look into is he's going to give a call to a former friend of his um, from his army days to see about arranging for the um, private security course, um, or the upgraded private security course, so that all of his agents and himself can be fully accredited and will follow all of the laws um, to effectively be able to kill if absolutely necessary. So, so again, with a charisma of 4 and a connection of 2, or a contact of 2, let's see what Seth is able to come up with. Now wait a minute, Charlie. I know this is sudden, but surely there's something you can do. No, 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 no. I know. No, certainly I wouldn't ask you to do that. I wouldn't want you to have to give up any of your previous engagements, but surely there's something we can arrange. So let's see. As as Seth is trying to smooth over his friend Charlie, um, as it was just a fail and not a botch, I'm going to try again with an increased diff of say 8 to get somewhere. Hi, Charlie. That'd be grand. Thank you. Yes. Say say next month. I. I. Of course. I'm gonna be grand to see you. Why don't we make arrangements to see each other on my day off? That'd be grand. We can go shoot some pool and talk about the old days. You too, Charlie. How's your dear wife and kids? Really? Brian's in college now, is he? Well, that's grand. What's he aiming for? A doctor? Well, isn't that impressive? And Samantha? Oh, a teacher, isn't that wonderful? Well, let me see now. And and you and your charming wife Brenda. Oh, you're going to Scotland, are you? Well, do me a favor. If you're heading into Glasgow, check in on Joe, would you? It's been a while since I've heard from him. I Charlie, you too. And give my love to the family, yes? I I thank you. Thank you very much. And with that, Seth will go over the books and effectively ensure that all of this is carefully drawn out and and on paper, so as to um, not inconvenience Robin at all. Um, I'm going to roll 5 dice to show his attempt at balancing the books. And if this goes wrong, for the ST's note, so as to not inconvenience Robin, Seth will give over effectively a dot's worth of resources to indicate that he is paying off the debt, so that Robin doesn't have to, and I will be more than happy to have this for not just this coming downtime, but also the next downtime, to indicate both the security upgrades to the properties as well as the training course for the security operatives. Mind you, he'll be doing some stuff on his own, like the firing range and organizing groups of them to go with him on his days off, or most of his days off, to ensure that there's an even flow. So, like for example, he might take a cluster of men with him hither and thither to and organize a training schedule. Um, so that while a group is being trained, the others are still getting their days off, and they'll just kind of cycle out. Seth will actually also to keep himself balanced, because he doesn't want to go over crazy with this sort of thing. He'll actually cut his days off in half until he's satisfied that these officers can actually do the job that they've been asked to. So, and see what happens. So he manages it. Though for the rest of the month he will not be looking to do any further upgrades, as he's just at the end of his security budget, and that's also with him taking half of the expenditure himself. Actually, maybe just to um, add to this, so I've got one success for the accounting bit. Just keeping track of it in my head. And Seth will go to check his account. Okay. He'll what he'll do in this case is as stated, he's done his bit to make sure that the house doesn't suffer, but he'll take a pay cut to ensure that these things are properly paid off for. As he hates debts, hates them with a passion. So what I'll do, just to reiterate, is if the STs could help me remember that Seth is losing a dot of resources for this coming downtime, as well as, or up until just after the next one, and that'll signify that he's actively paying off his debt. If you'll allow me to do that, because he would never want Robin to have to eat such an expense. So with that being done, and a note placed in Robin's study explaining the situation, Seth will now draw up a plan as to where best to place these cameras and whatnot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go off of intelligence and leadership. Oops, sorry. Intelligence and leadership for a total of 6, and I will be spending a point of willpower to to avoid marching because, let's face it, marching sucks. So Seth is really concentrating. Like, really concentrating. Seth comes up with a beautiful strategy. Effectively, these properties will now be veritable little mini Fort Knoxes. Um, also, should the security officers fail to respond now with all of these advantages and whatnot that Seth is acquiring for them, he will be exceptionally displeased. There'll be no excuses this time. None at all. And with that, I think we can end our scene. Thank you very much. And I look forward to role playing with you again.